All right, it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm going to have Josh come up and we'll do a prayer and the pledge.
Bow our heads. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, God, we thank you so much for this and another day. Lord, we're so thankful, Lord, for your wonderful blessings that you bestowed upon us. We come to you now, Lord, asking that you bless the city meeting. Lord, bless this city, Lord, as we continue to grow and flourish. We ask that you be behind us, Lord, go before us, Lord. I ask now and ask all things in your dear gracious Heavenly name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. It is September 18th, and it is time for the Cleveland City Commission board meeting. So let's start with roll call, please.
Moore. Here. Shepherd.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Gamble. Here. Rasmus.
Here. First on the agenda is to approve the August bills.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Moore.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Gamble.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. All right, next is to approve the minutes from the August 22nd special called meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Shepherd. Baker.
Yes.
Gamble.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Approve refunds to the following for pool party reservations. Karen Longworth, $200 party on 8/26 from 6 to 9, and Kayla Lee, $200 for a party 8/27/2023, 6 to 9. I assume that was bad weather.
They were both canceled.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Baker.
Yes.
Gamble.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Ratify mayor's signature on contract with KLC for quick pay and website services.
This was something we talked about when we did the budget this year, and it will allow us to potentially take debit and credit card transactions, and it will also allow us to redo and revamp our website.
So it will allow for credit and debit card transactions?
Yes.
In the
Okay.
future.
In the future, we have to look at some things before we get it all. We're meeting with them again. Actually, I'll meet with them this week.
Make a motion.
Second.
Gamble.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Ratify the mayor's signature on documents relating to the application for the KOHS cybersecurity grant.
This was something that had a deadline of this past Friday, so we had to get it in before the meeting tonight, and it's also what the next resolution pertains to. But as I said, it was all due by Friday.
Set motion.
In the future, can we make sure we know about these beforehand, before we have to ratify it?
Yeah, he said Cumberland Valley Ag just sent it right then.
I'm all for all the grants, so yes, but I'd rather know about it beforehand than having to ratify it.
Second.
Moore.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Gamble.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
Resolution 2023-10, a resolution relating to an agreement with KOHS for a cybersecurity project.
Resolution 2023-10, a resolution of the City of Corbin, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to make application for and upon approval to enter into an agreement with Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to facilitate and administer the project and to act as the authorized correspondent for this project. This resolution also establishes procurement policy for any Kentucky Office of Homeland Security approved project for the fiscal year 2023 application cycle. Whereas the City of Corbin, Kentucky desires to make an application for the United States Department of Homeland Security and/or Commonwealth of Kentucky funds for a project to be administered by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, whereas it is recognized that an application for and approval of Kentucky Office of Homeland Security funds impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the city. Now therefore be it resolved this 18th day of September 2023 by the City of Corbin, Kentucky, the mayor is hereby authorized to execute and furnish all required documentation, including a memorandum of agreement as may be required by the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security for the furtherance of the above referenced project, and to act as the authorized correspondence for said project for any purpose of Kentucky Office of Homeland Security funding projects using fiscal year 2023 funds. The city will use the provision of KRS 45A for the purchase of equipment and/or services. For any equipment and/or services under $40,000, 3 quotes will be obtained. For any equipment and/or services that exceed $40,000, the provisions of KRS 45A will apply.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Josh is gonna come up and explain it.
Yes,
I
sorry.
was getting ready to say it.
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna talk to
I don't
us.
want to at all. Zero, do I want to. It's in my
He will
soul.
actually have the next two.
Yeah. Cybersecurity grant came available 3 weeks ago, but the 3 or 4 months prior, I've been dealing with the Kentucky Homeland Security and the Department of Homeland Security, trying to figure out, because cybersecurity is a different vein than IT, so I've had to that's really what I've been doing for the past 3 or 4 months. So if you pass me the hall and I've been grouchy, that's why, because it's all new to me. I did a couple tabletop exercises with the Homeland Security. They walked me through an actual simulated event if we were to get hit with a cyber attack. And the funds that you can apply for is like legacy equipment, but we don't have any because I went through when I first, actually like 8 years ago, when I've updated every year depending on what we needed. So we don't have any legacy equipment. It was to hire an IT guy, but you guys already were a step ahead of that. But it did allow us to do an internal vulnerability scan, which is just pretty much saying there's a program that we can run. It'll run off of my network and tell me like this is where we could be hit with a cyber attack. I don't know how many of y'all are know what that is or how that could affect us, but I'm sure James does, where he works at the hospital. Hospitals are the most hit industry for cyber attacks, followed by city municipalities, just because we have data on the server that people want. The city of Atlanta was hit back in 2018, and it costed them $52,000 to unencrypt their data, but then in recovery costs, it costed them $4.2 million just to recover from a cyber attack. So it's very important, and this that we applied for is $8,000, I think. It's a program that's $8,000, but the grant will cover that. So as soon as we get it, we'll put it in. It's 24 hours a day. They do live monitoring, alerts, and they'll let me know what's going on. They train me on how to use it and they'll say this is the problem and this is how you fix it. And then I just go out and fix it. So the FBI uses the program, and I cannot think of it off the top of my head. That's why I keep calling it program, because I'm nervous, but Tenable, I believe, is what it's called. Don't hold me to that, but it also checks all the boxes on our cybersecurity insurance, because every year the insurance is getting more strenuous, that we have to cover all of our P's and Q's, because people are getting hit with cyber attacks left and right, and they're losing all their money. So the guy from Homeland Security said next year it'll be even harder to get the insurance, because the insurance is trying to get out of that. They're not wanting to, because people are hearing the warning, but nobody's doing anything about it. Then they're getting hit, and they're like, oh, you got to pay that. So now, if you don't have all these boxes checked, it's on us for that, not them. They can say that. So I've really been digging in deep with that. So
You shouldn't be nervous, Josh.
I'm
You did a great job, and I appreciate you explaining it in detail, because you're right, we don't know that much about cybersecurity, so.
I knew about cybersecurity. I know how important it is, but with walking through that tabletop exercise, it brought up questions that I never really thought about, because in an instance, what do we do when we do get hit with it? Where do we go first? Who do we talk to? And all those things, because there's just things you don't think about. And I know everybody's first thing here was to call me, and that's what everybody said. And everybody that was after there was only 2 IT people. It was me and the lady from Rockcastle Hospital, and she's like, we always get called first. I was like, I know, right? Every time. So they helped me with all of that. And then the next thing on there, if you want to go ahead and whatever with that, I'll do the next one too, so I won't sit down. But that's all I've got on that one. If you have any questions,
Probably need to do the approve it first.
Resolution first. This one already. Yes, second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
The next one pertains to me too, so you can go.
Okay. All right.
Approve a statement of service agreement with Pisces International for internal vulnerability scans.
So, in meeting with Department of Homeland Security, they offered all kinds of free stuff that we could do. This company is called Pisces. I sent it to Bob to let him look over. I've studied the company out, way over his head, that's what it said. I talked to the Department of Homeland Security, they recommended, they can't tell me a vendor that we could pay for, but these are free resources that they offer. Colleges throughout the state of Kentucky, UK, WKU, and they're trying to get Cumberland on board. I think he said in the last one, their IT departments will monitor the traffic. They can't see the data, they just see an increase in traffic, so they can say, hey, you've got something going on, and then they can't instruct me on how to fix it, but they can say, hey, you've got an issue, you need to try to figure it out. It's not 24 hours a day, but it's a free resource that it just helps me sleep better at night, because cybersecurity is something that is every IT guy's worst nightmare, so just something to give me a little bit more peace. It's free, it's just an agreement telling us that they're gonna do that, this is my responsibility for that, and Bob, if you have anything you wanna bring up, you can, but that's all I have on the matter.
I just, he vetted it, I'm gonna make sure to call around and get it vetted, because I can't even turn
Not your
on,
expertise.
I can't even turn on a manual typewriter.
Many
No
of them.
wonder.
Coach Adams taught you better than
And we need Josh to sleep better at night.
Yeah, I would appreciate that very much.
I just have one
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
So through all of the data that's collected in this project, it'll all stay just within us and the
Right, but they don't, the company that's watching it, they don't even know what the data is, that's not what they see, they just see traffic, so it's zeros and ones, they don't decrypt it, they're not allowed to decrypt it, that's part of the agreement when you read it. The data stays anonymous, it's just their data, they can't see anything, it's just zeros and ones. And really what they're looking for is, whenever a cyber attack happens, there's a lot of network traffic that picks up quickly, and then it goes away. So it's that blip that we need to catch early, so that 3 or 4 weeks down the road, whenever they're in, we're like, oh, we didn't know where they came from. So they can tell me where it's coming from, and that will really help us out, so.
That's awesome.
And then I have one more thing before you ratify that. In the vein of cybersecurity, in your packets tonight, there is a quote for a server. And I know you all hate me very much for these because they're expensive, and I apologize, but the police department server will be end of life on October the 10th. Yes, in your packet. I only have one, but I don't care to give it to you, so you can look at it if you don't have it.
Hang on, I know
That's
I've
fine.
got it, I've
Yeah,
seen
you
it.
can find it. That gives me time to calm my nerves now, so go ahead.
That's the one from Planet Earth.
Yes.
Presumably. Yes.
Was this in the budget?
No.
I-
Came up on us.
Yeah, it did. So it's considered a legacy piece of equipment. After October 10th, it will no longer receive updates, security patches or anything. So it'll just be sitting on our network unprotected. And that server houses all of our body cam footage. It houses all of our investigation files, pictures, anything pertaining to anything that the police department does, that's on that server. And if we leave it on there, we don't fix it, then we are ineligible for the KLC cybersecurity insurance, because that is a box, we cannot have any legacy equipment on the network. I was trying to get it approved through the cybersecurity grant, but they don't cover servers, it's just for outdated equipment, XP, Windows 7, things like that. And even if they did, it's like a 4 or 5 month wait for them to even go through our application process and all that before you can hear anything. So it'll be end of life before that. So my recommendation is this. It's the same setup that we have here downstairs that we approved last year, I believe. So it'll be get them up to date with us, and it'll give them more storage for their body cam footage and everything. So, but that's up to you all. I'm just bringing it to your attention that in less than a month it will be legacy, and we'll have to either take it off the network or take a chance of running without that. And then, like I said, if we get hit with one, we're not covered, and we'll be liable for all of that.
That doesn't sound good.
I know. Why do you think I was nervous?
How'd we miss that on the budget? We don't know.
I slipped it in the packet for the budget, but it wasn't approved just because it was so much. So, and I didn't realize that it was actually going to be legacy. I was just doing it because it was getting older. But after I asked Marlon, he said no. He said just make deal with it, which was fine. But when I got in there looking, I was like, oh no, I didn't realize how old it actually was. So, that was and then with the cybersecurity, it's really made me go back through and get an updated list, and it was number one on my list, so.
Is there anything else coming up?
Not that I know of right now, unless there's a computer in one of my departments that I don't know anything about, no. So, we're up to date on everything except for that.
Anybody have any questions? Me, I don't think this is it.
We do have,
We got to do it.
Mike,
Huh?
we do have 530-something thousand in the contingency fund. Yes.
Okay.
I looked at that after Josh gave it to me, so I want to make sure.
I'll make a motion to accept this bid from Flint Earth PC for this piece of equipment that he's talking about.
Baker,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
We also need to approve the statement of service agreement.
I'll make a motion for the improvement
No, it was
for the Pisces service.
Oh,
Is there,
thank you.
I don't see the, where's the Pisces service? I mean,
It's the one that's on there, the server wasn't on there.
Number eight.
okay.
And then the other one was probably gonna get brought up in the manager report, but he just went ahead, since he was standing up there, went ahead and did it. But it wasn't.
Yeah, you're
Well,
welcome.
motion to approve, the statement of service agreement, Pisces International for internal vulnerability scan.
Brandon motioned, so do you want the second? Brandon made the motion, do you
Oh,
want the second?
second, yeah.
I made the motion for the actual equipment.
Oh,
He
you made the motion for
He
this.
made the motion.
Sorry,
for it.
I've got it on the.
Yeah, I do have some use here.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. All right, you done with all that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Discuss and approve property tax rate for 2023.
So, I had sent you all a packet last week detailing the different options and the different revenues. According to the calculation workbook provided by DLG, our compensating rate for real property would be 0.301.
Is that, do we have that in our packet today? Is it,
I have copies.
yeah, I'd like to.
And the 4% for real property would be 0.313. The personal property rate for using the compensating would be 0.3147. And the personal property using the 4% increase would be 0.313.
Well,
Looks to me like we can take the compensating rate and lower taxes a bit for our taxpayers and be okay.
That'd be my recommendation.
Anybody have any questions?
Make a motion to approve the compensating rate?
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes.
Do you have the ones?
I do. Ordinance number 2023-11, an ordinance fixing the tax rate, levying a tax for the year 2023, for the city of Corbin, Kentucky. Be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the city of Corbin, Kentucky as follows, that an ad valorem tax of 30 1/10 cents be and the same is now hereby levied on each $100 worth of taxable property, real and mixed, of every kind and description, and that an ad valorem tax of 31 4700 cents be and the same is now hereby levied on each $100 worth of personal property, tangible and intangible, and the taxable situs of which was in the city of Corbin, Corbin, Kentucky for municipal purposes in the cities of home rule class. Each of the levies is hereby made for the following separate and distinct uses, to wit: real property, that 19.26 cents out of every 30 1/10 cents of the aforesaid tax for city purposes is hereby levied to provide a current expense fund for the city of Corbin to pay the general expenses of the city and the improvements of its property. That 9.03 cents out of every 30 1/10 cents of the aforesaid tax for city purposes is hereby levied for the benefit of the police and fireman pension fund. That 1.81 cents out of every 30 1/10 cents of the aforesaid tax for city purposes is hereby levied for the benefit of the library fund. Personal property, that 20.14 cents out of every 31 4700 cents of the aforesaid tax for city purposes is hereby levied to provide a current expense fund for the city of Corbin to pay the general expenses of the city and the improvements of its property. B, that 9.44 cents out of every 31 4700 cents of the aforesaid tax for city purposes is hereby levied for the benefit of the police and fireman pension fund. That 1.89 cents out of every 31 4700 cents of the aforesaid tax for city purposes is hereby levied for the benefit of the library fund. 3, each and every aforesaid levy is hereby designated a separate and distinct levy, and the taxes collected thereunder shall be used for no other purposes than the designated. In the event any one or more of said levies is held to be unauthorized by law, it shall be in no wise affect the other taxes levies as provided in this ordinance. All other ordinances or parts of ordinance in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. First reading, September 18th, 2023.
Motion to approve the first reading.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. First reading of ordinance 2023-10, an ordinance fixing the tax rate on motor vehicles for the year 2024.
Ordinance number 2023-10, an ordinance fixing the tax rate on motor vehicles for the year 2024. Be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the City of Corbin, Kentucky as follows: that an ad valorem tax of 24 and 2300 cents, being the same, is now hereby levied on each $100 worth of taxable value of motor vehicles for the year 2024. Each of the levies is hereby made for the following separate and distinct uses, to wit: that .1551 out of every 24 and 2300 cents of the aforesaid tax is hereby levied for the current expense fund. That .0727 out of every 24 and 2300 cents of the aforesaid tax is hereby levied for the benefit of the police and fire pension fund. That .0145 out of every 24 and 2300 cents of the aforesaid tax is hereby levied for the benefit of the library fund. Each and every aforesaid levy is hereby designated separate and distinct levy, and taxes collected thereunder shall be used for no other purpose than the designated. In the event any one or more of the said levies is held to be unauthorized by law, it shall in no wise affect the other tax levies as provided in this ordinance. All ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. First reading, September 18th, 2023.
I'll second.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Approve SS4A, which is Safe Streets for All Grant Agreement, and authorize Mayor Rasmus to sign any and all related documents.
So this is the East Corbin Bike Pit plan that we've been working on.
This is a great, really great plan that I know has taken a lot of time to put together. So, and I know, because you've really been heading this up since what, May of 2022?
We've been working on it a little bit.
Absolutely, so it's exciting to see the grant coming together. I make a motion to approve SS4A grant agreement and authorize Mayor Rasmus to sign any all related documents.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Authorize city manager to advertise for requests for qualifications for engineering services related to the preparation of an SS4A action plan.
Make a motion.
Second.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Hire James Spicer as a full-time firefighter. Good.
He's been part-time for us for a while, and where we put in budget this year for 3 new firemen. We gave the test a couple weeks ago, and he didn't have to take tests because he was here first, and he got hired in at London, and he wanted to be here, but since y'all did the hire for 3 more, he's coming back to us, so. And he can start the 1st of October, if y'all
Awesome.
agree to do that, so.
Welcome, welcome.
All right, motion to hire James Spicer as full-time firefighter.
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Hire Philip Claxton and Jack Farley as full-time employees in the recycling department.
These two were seasonal employees, and we had this approved in the budget also to be able to hire those two.
Right. Getting some stability, huh?
Little bit.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Moving on to city manager's report.
I have 2 things that we've got to put, we need to hire Cody Smith in the Foreman Parks and Recreation Department to full-time status also.
How long is part-time for him?
He's been about 7.5 months right now. Yes, that was about it.
All right, I'll make a motion.
Second.
I do want to say something really quick about the Parks and Rec. I got a compliment on how nice and clean the facility is over at the McBurney Center, so.
The gentleman we heard last month from seasonal full-time, that's his basic job every day, Gary.
Well-
He does a great job.
Tell him that we have shouted him out publicly.
I will.
Okay.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes.
The most important thing we'll do tonight is set trick-or-treat hours. My recommendation is we do it on Tuesday, October the 31st, that is Halloween. We do downtown from 3:30 to 5:30, and in the neighborhoods from 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, October 31st.
Make a motion.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. I wanted to bring up this, I've been talking with Bob and with Rusty and with the Whitley County Health Department and other partners about the STAR Team project. We have an embedded social worker in our police department that's been a little limited in what she can do without having this legal document that will allow her to accompany police and fire in situations when they deem it necessary, well, not necessary, but advantageous for whoever they're calling on that might need a social worker. And so this agreement will protect the city of Corbin from, any kind of HIPAA violation or anything like that, correct, Bob?
It's mainly to allow the health department to give the police medical information on an individual. Yeah.
And this has been done in other communities across the
We'll
nation.
become a business associate, basically, of the health department. I agree.
Still so proud of this program.
Me too.
I'm just excited it's actually getting ready to start working the way that we had intended it to.
So I just
Need a motion to authorize my signature on this agreement.
Motion to authorize the mayor's signature on the agreement,
the STAR.
the STAR agreement.
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Do we
Have
have
any department heads that would like to speak? Anybody got any updates? Here comes Rusty. Sorry, Christie, you're gonna have to wait.
I just have one thing, with the lack of applicants we had, for the last test, I decided to cancel the, police officer examination test. I would like to request that we re-advertise for applicants.
hard to test nobody?
We only had 3.
Oh, okay. All right. So we need a motion to advertise for police officers.
So make a motion to advertise for the police officers.
Exam.
Second.
Thank you.
Baker,
Yes.
Gable,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes. Christie?
I'm sorry, one thing, speaking about the police officer exam and stuff, as far as advertising, I didn't know because, is there a way maybe we could target lateral transfers and maybe we could negotiate on, obviously, we could give them maybe a little bit depending on their experience, right? And so I didn't know if maybe that could be an option. It might be easier to find people then if we could do that.
Well, that would have to come from you all to approve that. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
I think it would be, yeah.
I mean, I
it'd
think-
be very beneficial for
They
you.
would still have, to take the test.
And just on a case-by-case basis, then we could decide what we can pay them, correct? Or do you think, we can talk about it, but I think we've kind of talked about that in the budget before. We've had those discussions about that,
Yeah,
so.
that's something that I would be very interested in, sit down and discussing what we could do for lateral transfers.
Just because we're not getting any applicants,
Right.
Well, sounds like something you all
It's
could
something to
maybe
think
come
about.
back next month with.
Sure.
But you gotta be careful here because under statute, we got a statute you're supposed to
Right.
follow and an ordinance that we're supposed to follow, so. And then you get into pay discrimination too, on seniority and stuff like that,
Right.
so.
Well, yeah.
It would be extremely cautious.
Complicated,
Complicated and
But
cautious.
do,
cautious.
Yeah.
So cautiously look into that. How about that?
Yeah, but I don't.
It would have to be on a case-to-case basis.
yes.
We'd have to be very
Bob's like,
careful.
no.
Well, I'm like Bob too, we have to go.
You gotta follow.
You gotta follow the ordinance.
That's what keeps.
Okay, well, we'll look, you look into it. All right. Rusty, see if you can find a loophole. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, Christie,
Yes. Anybody else?
one more thing.
Do you wanna go over there?
It's okay.
I'm loud enough.
Oh, Marlon says go over there.
I just need like 2 seconds. So whenever I did, our plan is that, and this has been in the works for a couple of years, I've been planning for this, but everybody knows that when you come to the arena, that our lobby is probably smaller than this room. So, my hope is to extend, our awning, same color, same everything, we've had measurements. So basically all of that, and if you go up there and look, all of that empty, where there's nothing over the sidewalk, will be completely covered, there'll be drains down, we'll have lighting, like the whole thing, like we're adding on a whole lobby. So they would do the same colors, I mean, I've already had people come up and measure and do things just to see what all it would entail, and I actually gave him the exact measurement. So all I'm asking is that we need to open up bids for this project.
She got some bids and it's at 80,000, we'll still have to you only give me permission to advertise for bids for it.
And mind you, this is not me coming to you later and asking for like general fund money.
And this was in the budget
This was-
also with her maintenance money.
This was in the budget, it was explained, and it would come out of our maintenance money that I have saved up over the years that we haven't used yet, so this is not.
Chrissy, I think that's really good planning on your part.
I mean, we need it really bad, I mean, there's so much stuff that we need up there just because we're continuously expanding, and there are people here like the mayor who can attest to the fact that I think that we're potentially over the next couple of years gonna get even bigger with some partnerships I'm working on, so, it's really important, I think, that, we gotta keep up with the Joneses, and we gotta keep expanding, and it is what it is, I mean, we have to keep everything up to date, and we just need more room, anybody that's been to shows up there, you wouldn't have to stand in there. We could put permanent lines, like a Disney World, and everything, there's a lot of things that we can do with it, so,
So you need a request to advertise.
I just need to request an ordinance.
Make a motion to
Second.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Brazos.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bruce, you got anything going on?
Well, I can just report to you that we did, open our bids for our respect building, and we'll be awarding that, I hope to have all that signed this week. Came in at 3.1 million, of which you all were the applicant for me on the grant through the Kentucky Product Development Initiative. So we got 50% of that will be reimbursed, through that program, so.
Unsprinkled?
Unsprinkled, we got it just fine.
Okay, good.
Just take it home.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so that's wonderful news, Bruce, good job. All right,
In your all's packet, I gave you all copies of. The fire department came to me last month, and Barry, you want to speak on that?
I'm sorry, Barry, I didn't know.
I thought Martin was going to talk about it.
Well, they're all the ones that are wanting to do it, so you all need to be
Yeah,
talking about
but
it.
anyway, in your packet, the guys came to me, and the old city hall over there that, is vacant right now. The guys came to me and had a good idea, they had a map and everything on what they wanted to do, and the guys are willing to do all the work, as long as, you all can provide the materials that we need. They're wanting to transfer that over into the training facility for the police and fire, and also move the gym to the back of the training facility.
We had talked once before with the Corbin Theater Group about coming over there, and I talked with Mark Daniels at the school board, and there's the funding not there available, and they're not very interested in it anymore. It would take sheetrock, some wood, and some couple doors. The only thing it is used for right now is voting, and we will still be able to do that there.
So, all right, so this training room, could we host training
Yes.
events in that, do you think?
Yes. It would save us from having to send guys
Have
out.
to travel, right?
And they are getting a lot of requests to host different events here, so.
Could we get Wes to come in and look at your all's drawing and see if he sees any issues with, cause you just never know with
Yes, yeah.
the building.
Well, they just drew it up to show me,
Right.
they measured and everything, and said, this is what we like to do, can you present it to Marlon and the mayor and commissioners, and that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, we've been more than happy for him to.
Mayor, they redid their whole room over there when we moved the ladies upstairs, and Wes is covered more than he'll, Jeff Becker shaking his head, he is so covered up. They all have the abilities and the skills to do it. The
Oh,
fire
I'm not
department.
saying that, I
No.
just wanna make sure it's
Well, we-
sprinkled
yeah,
properly.
yes, we've
Well,
got
I
all
mean,
that.
you
It
all
is.
kind of- Okay.
And we're all deputized fire marshals, so we're
We
not
get
doing
paid
anything
by the
illegal.
fire
so-
marshal, oh, wait a minute, you're the fire marshal.
Right, we're fire marshals.
Would this also alleviate the cost of a gym memberships? If we put a gym in
Oh, they go to the
the
rec.
facility?
They still go to the rec center too, but this, a lot of these guys, when they're here that long, they'll go over here instead of going over there, so.
They have equipment down there.
Yes.
I actually got a grant a few years ago for the equipment we got over there. We're just gonna move it from where it's at now to that area.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So-
What was the, I might have missed it, what was the, estimated cost?
We don't have, those guys are gonna do it. We have no idea right now because it's just, like Marlon says, it's gonna be some sheetrock, couple doors, we don't know right now.
So like you're not doing another bathroom or
No,
anything, like you're
there's
building a
3
wall.
bathrooms over there.
I know, but you're good, all right. So
All we're doing is putting a wall up.
Wall and doors.
Right.
Great idea.
So it's literally just this is what you're.
Yes.
Okay, not.
We're just building a wall up there, and like Marlon said, they can still use it for voting,
Okay.
and we can use it for when people retire, instead of being up here, you can use that room over there.
No, I get that, I wanted to make sure, because it seemed really optimistic, but since it's just that wall, okay.
And guys, like Marlon said, we did all the remodeling in the fire department right now, the guys know what they're doing, so.
I mean, we might as well use it.
I love it.
Nobody's clamoring to rent it. No, we just motion to approve.
Four on
the
that,
fire
or
department.
approve them to get an estimate, they'll give me an estimate first.
I think you need to get an estimate
Yes.
and bring it back. then.
Yeah, we'll,
Yes.
yes, I'll do that.
Okay.
So moved.
Alright, do we need that in?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Do we have a second? Do you have?
Can we go ahead and approve anything under so much, so that way we don't have to wait until next month?
I would,
Surely it'll be
who's
under
the fireman after the league?
10,000?
Barry, Ty, you all think it'd be under $3,000, $4,000 at the
I'd
most?
say it'd be more than that.
Put it
No
in
more.
10 or below.
Never mind. Thank you.
10 or below.
Will you modify that, John?
I will
Okay.
modify what I already said and add, as long as the project is under $10,000.
Basically, it just gets us out of, it just gets us out of our gym over there, more or less, is like way smaller than your office.
Right.
And we have a lot of equipment in there, and
Why
if
you
two
gotta
or
bring
three of us go, we can't really move around or anything, so. it's just-
I got it.
It's just
It's
a
no
lot better.
problem. All right,
So approve.
yeah, so to just tell them under 10,000, you all can go ahead and get working on it. Okay, all right?
If it's more than that, I'll tell them not to put a door in.
Shower curtain.
Yeah.
Shower curtain, that's what we do. Yeah. That is what we do.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus.
Yes, all right, next is the tourism report.
All right, well, good evening, everybody. I apologize for missing last month. I was at the Kentucky State Fair in the Pride of the Counties representing the Dingley region. But, so there was a crew of us, including the mayor, Marlon, and a private citizen that brought back the Keep Corbin Clean litter pickup movement. So we had that September 2nd, and we had a pretty decent showing. So I think, if we can plan a spring and a fall, we'll get people back into, remembering that there's a cleanup and come out and work with us to keep Corbin clean. As you've noticed, autumn has arrived in downtown Corbin, and it looks very beautiful. I'd certainly like to publicly thank Jason Matthews, Shay Hensley, Betty Sue Sermont, and their teams for, really just going all out and making downtown look so magical. This week, so the tourism office is always busy, but this week I'm excited to share with you all that. So I had applied for some grant funding that would enable the Tourism Commission to market Corbin as a conference and convention destination. So this week, for a 2-day period, we have a travel writer in town who will be touring our facilities, and then restaurants. So we have different stops and things, and everybody's kind of come together to make that a success. So we'll have an 8-page spread in Small Market Meetings Magazine, which is a national publication for meeting planners. So all I can think about right now is the SOAR Summit. So that's where I'm at. So we're 2 weeks away from hosting the 23 SOAR Summit. I hope that each of you have registered. It is the premier event for Appalachia, and Corbin is graced to have the opportunity to host. So I hope to see you all there. Our reception will take place at the Pennington in downtown Corbin, and will be quite lovely. So.
It was great. I mean, it's a great event, and I do agree with Maggie that we all need to show up and show out for this fabulous opportunity for us to shine for our whole Southeast Kentucky. So, and show them our hospitality, show them a good time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So
So
Corbin loves company.
that's right.
So.
And I registered today myself, a little late, but I got in. So there
Hey,
you go.
better late than never. You
That's
still
right.
have Tom.
That's right.
You still have Tom.
Okay.
So, also, the Sweetest Week in Corbin is coming the same week as SOAR, because we go big or go home. So Dessert Week will be held October 2nd through the 7th. So $6 gets you a yummy, ooey gooey decadent dessert, in one of our participating restaurants. And then we are just gearing up for Oktoberfest on October 14th, so.
All right, anybody got any questions for Maggie? Thank you.
Thank
I was
you.
just gonna ask, any status update on the Finger Lakes Municipal?
Yeah, so, what my intention is actually to make a presentation at next month's commission meeting. I'd like to have an opportunity, so that all commissioners understand, kind of the objective, that we were looking at a much bigger scale. And I've been working on the pieces of how to achieve that scale to present. So I will have some additional information at next, I've been working diligently on it, excited to, I've talked to all kinds of people, but have been working with, Matt Davenport Productions out of Nashville, who is kind of a one-stop shop for consultation and production, so. Evidently, according to Bo List, I hit the jackpot, so.
All right, well, good job.
Yeah.
It's the right person, huh?
Yes,
Will
yeah.
can we ever get them to come to a meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think what I'd like to present to the commission, and of course, the backstory is that, we wanna have a better idea of what we're looking at longer term and total cost. But we're gonna have to make a small investment to be able to get that vision, because just like us, a consultation takes a little bit of investment. And so that will be my presentation to the commission, with the hopes that, from there, we'll be able to sit down in an official work session and really get into the weeds, so that we can have a really open, candid dialogue about what we're looking at long term.
Great, good question. All right, any of the commissioners have anything on their mind this evening? Or anyone in the audience have anything they want to bring before the commission?
Still looking at the
John Steinmetz is here from Banks Engineering. He helped us with our application for the Safe Streets for All grant. So thank you, John.
Glad to be here.
All right, so I'll entertain, yes.
One more thing.
Christie.
I'll be
We have an
We
addendum.
just wanted to say that my daughter had open house at the last meeting, so I wasn't here either. And we didn't get to talk about the Indy Drift, but we just wanna say that if you didn't make it, that was probably, Rusty can attest to it, it was probably one of my favorite events that I've had in the 7 years. that
They're
I have
still
been out
talking
there.
about it.
They're still talking about it, it's so much fun.
And we're looking at next year.
And we're already looking at next year to make it even bigger and stuff, so, it was incredible.
Awesome.
So, but we didn't get to, that was right after that last
Yeah.
meeting, I get to mention it, so.
I heard great things, and I know downtown was really hopping too,
Oh,
so that's.
they
the car
loved that,
show
they
was
loved it,
awesome.
like, the drivers loved all that, but up on the hill, like, it was so much fun, Rusty and all them came up, and it was just so much fun.
Great, awesome. Okay. Anyone else have anything? All right.
Well, I was just gonna say, I know a few years ago, we created an economic incentive board, and, I think for last meeting, or for next meeting, maybe if, we could like to maybe make it active and maybe appoint some other people, that's what I suggest, but, I mean,
Love to be on that.
so I think by next meeting, if we get some appointments for that, that would be great.
Let's see, who was on that? I think it
It
was
was Andrew,
Trent, Andrew, Bruce, Ron.
That's it.
Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
I would like to be on it.
Okay.
That's fine, I mean, I will be on.
Yeah, cause we might need, how many do we have? We'll do some research on that, all right? Okay, all right. Anything else? All right, need a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Gamble,
Yes.
Radford.
Yes. Thanks, everybody.